It's a hero's job to save those in need, no matter what, right?
You make a good point. It looks like I'm in quite a bind without you. Will you lend me your aid once more, young Midoriya?
Yes, sir.
Let's go!
Yes, sir!
AP3 Lavish. AP3 Lavish. AP3 Lavish. Let's go. AP3 Lavish Fitness. Fitness. AP3 Lavish Fitness.
Welcome back to the AP3 Lavish Fitness Podcast, where we combine elite science with real world results. And yes, we do it with style, we do it with flavor, we do it with fashion. I'm your host, the co-founder, the creator of AP3 Lavish Fitness. You can call me Ian, alright? And today, we're going to talk about something that hits home for just about everybody. Yes, just about everybody. Why you're not seeing the results you want, and why it's probably not even your fault, all right? Whether you're trying to lose stubborn weight, tone up, or just feel like your old self again, this episode is going to break down what's really holding people back, especially after the age of 40. Yes, the big double digits. So we're going to talk about how can we fix it in style, in lavish style, should I say, okay? Now let's talk about motivation versus strategy. You see, let's get something straight, all right? Lack of motivation isn't the problem. You see, I've met people who show up at 6 a.m. 3 times a week, eating salads and skipping wine, and still frustrated with zero progress. That's not laziness. That's bad strategy, okay? Trying to follow a 25-year-old influencer's glute band booty blaster when you're 52 with tight hips and a career that demands your energy. That's like putting premium gas in a car with flat tires, okay? All right? I need some of these women to stop trying to keep up with the Kim Kardashians, okay? Be the best version of yourself. Stop trying to compare yourself to another human being, okay? God made each and one of us unique in our own way. Don't ever forget that. You see, it looks fancy, but you're not going anywhere. Here's the truth. Most people are overworked and under recovering. They're training like athletes, but recovering like accountants. No offense if you're an accountant. Okay? At AP3 Lavish Fitness, we use what I call the AP3 Method, all right? It's the alignment, performance, and precision. Let's break it down. A, alignment. If your body is aligned, your workouts are like trying to squat in stilettos, all right? Stilettos. You're going to feel it, but not in a good way. We fix posture. We open up the hips, and we make sure your body moves like it's supposed to, not like a rusted out shopping cart, all right? So that's the A. The P stands for performance. We're not just talking deadlifts and bench press. No, performance is about how well you carry your groceries, okay? Swing a golf club or get up off the floor without sounding like a bag of Rice Krispies. All right? That's the P. Let's talk about the 3. Yes, the AP. And now we're at the number 3. Precision. That's where most people go wrong. You see, precision is what, when, and how much. All right? Your macros, your rest days, your supplements. Heck, even the way you breathe matters, okay? We don't guess here. We measure. We track. We adjust. And damn it, you best to believe we deliver. So, let's talk about the hidden enemy. Stress and hormones. I talked about this last time in one of my episodes. As you guys know, this is the 4th of July special episode, okay? And so we're going to jump into the big enemy of a lot of people's health. The big old C, cortisol. Yes, cortisol. You want to know what sabotages more progress than pizza? Cortisol. Yes. You could be eating clean, working out hard, and still stuck because your body thinks it's under attack. Under pressure. Yes, your body is under pressure and under attack. If you got chronic stress, poor sleep, or a high pressure lifestyle, your hormones will fight your goals like it's their job. All right. And for my ladies out there, yes, hormones after 40 are a whole different ball game. Okay? Think of your metabolism as a luxury sports car, fast when it turned right, but high maintenance when it's neglected. You see, you can't treat it like a Toyota and expect a Ferrari performance. That's why we look at the whole picture, your stress, your recovery, and even how your nervous system is operating, okay? Even in your body's survival mode, it's not going to care about your abs, okay? Here's a few things I see often. Maybe one of these sound familiar. Number 1, doing too much cardio. Now, I didn't have about 5 to 6 clients do too much cardio. But it's okay. It is okay. Because if you're a trainer, a coach, or somebody that's trying to lead somebody in the right direction of their fitness goals, it is very important that you understand of the big word called balance, right? Balance, okay? Too much of anything is bad for you. Too much of anything is going to catch up to you. Too much of anything will set you back. So, too much cardio. More isn't better. Smarter is better. Let me repeat that. More isn't better. Smarter is better. You can't out treadmill your hormones, okay? Lifting like forever. Lifting light forever. If your dumbbells are cute, your results probably aren't. Let me repeat that. If your dumbbells are cute, your results probably aren't, okay? Let's talk about number 3. Skipping mobility. Tight hips, rounded shoulders, back pain. These things don't fix themselves, okay? Mobility is very important. The less mobile you are, the more susceptible for you getting injured, all right? I'm just telling you guys how it is. We don't sugarcoat nothing over AP3 Lavish Fitness. We tell it how it is, whether you like it or not. When it comes to your health, you need somebody to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay? Now, let's talk about number 4, eating too little. Starving your body into shape is like yelling at your plants to grow. You might get some results, but it's not sustainable, okay? So, you may ask, well, Ian, what to do, sir? What should I do? What should I do? Well, I'll tell you what to do. So, what you should be doing is, number 1, strength train at least twice a week. Focusing on big compound lifts. Think squats, hinges, pushings, pulls, and carries. Yes, the human being was made to move in 6 different movement patterns, 6 different dimensions, 6 different things. Let's start with number 1, that's push. Let's start with number 2, that's pull, carry, lunge, hinge, squat. Let me repeat that. Push, pull, hinge, lunge, carry, squat. You should be incorporating all 6 of those movements into your workouts. Okay? That way it can transition you outside the gym for you to function at a high capacity out in the real world. Now let's talk about number 3, walk more. Sounds simple, but walking is underrated. Cardio, low stress, fat burning gold, okay? Let's talk about number 3, prioritizing protein. Most people over the age of 40 are eating like birds and expecting lion results. It doesn't happen like that. All right? Don't let age be an excuse. Let's talk about another one. Getting professional support. Whether it's a coach or a personalized planner or, yes, a team like AP3 Lavish Fitness, we tailor everything to you. We don't do generic, okay? So I just had to get that out the way. All right? I just had to. Because a lot of people don't understand everything needs to be structured. Everything needs to be well put together for you to see the results you want, okay? Even me, as a young man, I would say I have been gifted with amazing genetics, okay? I am extremely fast by genetically, I am very, very fast at running. Genetically, when I was a kid, I was very lean before I even picked up a dumbbell, okay? Genetically, I could jump very high. Genetically, I'm very strong for my size, okay? Genetically, I have a very high metabolism. So, what does that mean for individuals like me who have high metabolism? What does that mean? I have to be more tuned into my diet because the way I train is very high intensity. Therefore, the demand for protein in recovery is so much more with your pup needed. How can it boost your cardiovascular health? Because strengthen emotional bonds, improve consistency, and enhance both your lives. If I don't get the nutrition I need, if you love fitness and love your dog, not only I need you to stick around, but burn muscle and grab your hound. I need you guys to understand that. Now, we're about to go deep into the science of canine human synergy. A person that's like an ectomorph, right? So, a person that has a hard time gaining weight. First things first, today's episode is called Fitness with the Dog, the ultimate duo. Because the dynamic duo, okay? You will literally, so let's start with this. Burn muscle. Why dogs are the best workout buddies inside the gym, the more you're going to have to put inside your body. Scientific basis, the more good nutrition. In a year 2021 study in the Journal of Physical Activity and Health showed dog owners are 57% more likely to meet recommended daily activities. Myself, okay? Daily activity levels, okay? When I say that. Now let's talk about part 2 of this whole episode. Neurochemistry, all right? Walking your dog releases oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. Yes, neurochemicals that promote bonding and reduce depression, all right? So, we just talked about the scientific basis. We just talked about the neurochemistry. Now, let's dive into the mental health. You see, pet ownership is linked to reduced cortisol, all right? It's linked to reduced cortisol levels and increased sense of purpose, sense of urgency, a sense of gratitude, okay? Especially when paired with physical activity, okay? Accountability mechanism. You see, dogs enforce routine, okay? Dogs are not only men's best friend, but it could be a woman's best friend, okay? Let's not neglect the women out of this, okay? So, like I said, dogs enforce routine and movement simply by needing daily activity, all right? Your dog doesn't just want a walk. They're asking you to reset your nervous system, okay? So, I want you to journal this. Share a short story about your day when your stress levels were high and how a walk or play session with your dog brought psychological relief and mental clarity. Yes, especially women, especially girls. When they see a little pup, they're like, oh my God, he's so cute. Look at the little chihuahua. You know, I see it all the time. I see it at the park. I see it at the school. I see it out in public. I see it all the time, all right? So, let's talk about canine compatible training protocols, okay? You see, when I open up my gym one day, I want to open up a gym in Miami, Florida. I want to open up the second gym in the United Kingdom. I want to open up the third one in Dubai, okay? And I want to add a canine training facility in those gyms, okay? I'll touch more on that in the future. But let's talk about this, okay? For my seniors, yes, low impact is good for seniors, all right? Good for seniors and overweight dogs, low impact, all right? Let's start with leash walks. Then there's soft surface park circuits, all right? Then there's parallel mobility drills, okay? You do lunges while they walk beside you, okay? Now let's add moderate intensity, okay? Let's talk about this. Forklift runs. Yes, forklift runs. AKA you run, you walk, intervals guided by your dog's pace, okay? Then there's resistance band workouts at the park and leash anchor drills, okay? All incorporate into your moderate intensity, okay? Then there's the high intensity level, okay? For example, sprint and fetch intervals, okay? Sled pushes while the dog runs beside. Then there's weighted backpack hikes with the stair climbs. Here in Arizona, people love taking their hiking up the mountains, okay? Now, let's talk about the psychological benefits to you. Yes, the human being, okay? VO2 max improvement. You see, dogs naturally pace you. You get what I mean? Increasing time in the aerobic zone, okay? So, the VO2 max improvement, there's that. And then there's the NEAT, something I mentioned in the previous episode. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis, okay? Taking multiple 10 to 15 minute dog walks per day significantly boosts your metabolic rate, okay? For dogs, enhanced cardiovascular capacity, okay? Reduced incidence of hip dysplasia and arthritis when weight is managed. All right. Improved obedience and behavioral stability. Okay. Very, very beneficial for dogs. You see, another thing is, in the year, I believe it was 2019, a study in preventine veterinary medicine, dogs who had exercised 30 plus minutes daily had 60% fewer behavior problems. Yes, who knew? Dogs who move more, exercise more, and all that other great stuff, they are 60% fewer. They had 60% fewer behavior problems. Who knew, right? Huh. It brings me to my next point, kind of related to the human being, neurological synchronization and stress relief, okay? So let's talk about this. Mirror neurons. Your dog mimics your emotional state where you become calmer through movement. So do they. You get what I mean? Let's add cortisol sync. Regular movement with your pet helps regulate both of your HPA, your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Okay? We call it the HPA word. That's what HPA. All right? And then there's the heart rate variability, HRV. That's what it stands for. HRV stands for heart rate variability. Dogs and owners who walk together, stay together, and regularly show synchronized HRV patterns, okay? That's a good sign of emotional bonding and psychological health, okay? We're not robots. We need that emotional connection. You get what I mean? So let's talk about the practical tools. Using a heart rate monitor for you and your dog fitness tracker is very beneficial, okay? Like the FitBark. If you never heard the FitBark, please look it up. All right? Then there's the track trends and resting heart rate and mood after regular dual training sessions, all right? When you move together, you heal together. Okay? Always remember that. Now let's talk about breed-specific training frameworks. You get what I mean? By breed group. So sporting breeds, like for example, labs, goldens, they thrive with swimming, fetch circuits, and hikes, okay? That's the sporting breeds. Now let's talk about the working breeds. Yes, shepherds. I used to have a German shepherd back in the day while I was a little kid. He was my first dog. His name was Chuck. Oh, I miss Chuck every day. Every once in a while, I just think back of the years I had Chuck. Man, he was so protective. He was so loving. He was so bearing. He was so caring. R.I.P. Chuck, I miss you. Childhood days, I tell you. Then there's the Malinois. The Malinois breed, okay? Both of those, they need high stimulus. Yes, like sprints, obstacle courses, and long rucks. Yes, okay? And then there's the toy breed. So great for step count tracking, agility drills, and short bursts of cardio, okay? Hound breeds, long sniff walks, and interval training runs, okay? Let's talk about breed-specific programming. So, for example, for a border collie, a warm-up would be 5-minute walk. The first second can be 3 rounds of sled pulls with you and frisbee chases, all right? So, hold on, let me go back to that. So a circuit one with you and your border collie, the dog. You do sled pulls 3 times. Then you do a frisbee chase with your dog. So both of you are working out together. Isn't that phenomenal? Circuit 2, farmer's carries. Okay. And then the heel command focus. That's circuit 2 you can do. And then there's the cool down, the co-stretch session using calming touch. Okay. You see, training with dogs at different life stages, that's something critical, very important. A lot of people notice throughout their lifetime. So, for example, puppies. Under 1 year, you want to avoid repetitive impact movements. Yes. Okay. You got to be very careful with your pup named Scooby-Doo. Okay. You got to be very careful. You got to be very mindful. Just be loving. All right. You ain't got to do all that, all that crazy stuff. Just guide it like it's a little baby. All right. Focus on social walks, obedience, and like play. Very important. Like I said, those are for puppies under 1 year. Now, adults 1 to 7 years old. Peak performance stage. Add agility, moderate strength work, and advanced drills, okay? And then there's the seniors, 7+ years old. Prioritize joint care, hydrotherapy, shorter frequent walks, massage, and slow stretching, okay? Supplements for older dogs. Let's see here. There's glucosamine, and there's chondroitin, or chondroitin, however you say that word. Chondroitin, okay? And there's omega-3s, okay? And then there's bone broth with collagen. Very good supplements for older dogs, okay? Because, just like a car, over time, it just don't operate the same as it used to. The only way for it to keep functioning at a very high level is to keep things together. Just like the human being, the older you get, the more you really have to stay in tune of what's going on. You get what I mean? So that translates to your dogs, your pets. Okay? So let's talk about parallel advice for humans. Yes, consider joint support supplements, mobility work, and contrast therapy, heat and cold exposure. Okay? Now let's talk about building a lifestyle around it. Set your wake up around the dog's morning energy, okay? Meal prep while your dog eats, structure, fosters, follow through, okay? Use walk time to practice gratitude or listen to educational podcasts. Let me think. What could be a good educational podcast? The AP3 Lavish Fitness Podcast. Not only a health and fitness podcast, but an educational podcast, okay? Not only for the affluent, also information just for the general public. Because I give a damn about the people. You get what I mean? So, that's that. And let's talk, there's one more thing I can add to that. Start a local dog walk fitness group. Yes. Great for social fitness and lead generations, okay? The way you walk your dog tells the world how you lead your life. I say that again. The way you walk your dog tells the world how you lead your life. Okay? When you take a walk, do you plan where you're going? Or are you just walking lost in the dark? You get what I mean? So, that's that. But yeah, that wraps up today's deep dive into canine human fitness, okay? From metabolic boost to mental clarity, emotional resilience to muscular endurance, this partnership is powerful, primal, and ready to level you up, okay? So, like I always say, stay fit, stay lavish, stay healthy. Keep your pets healthy. Keep your dog healthy, okay? Pets are like children. They see everything. So you lead by example. All right? It's funny because I just looked out the window and I seen this guy walking his dog. How funny is that? How funny is that? But yeah, have a great day. Stay strong, stay lavish, stay unleashed, and always stay lavish.